quite an odyssey of homelessness and whatnot. I am situated in the best apartment in Oklahoma City. Woo! With the best neighbors that anyone could ask for. And I'm a lot of things happen. I really am. So anyway, I got this little piece. It's an allegory that I wrote about 10 years ago as I was facing my divorce. And I'm sure a lot of you journal and that you know what therapy it can be and how much it can help you. Even years later, I look at this and, you know, it helps me. If I consider marriage a metaphor for the law of the harvest, I can see how a husband and wife might come to take a look at their land and the ruin it can come to because of a long neglected maintenance of their assets. It's a shameful thing to see how weeds and insects had so completely bested their land. They could hardly recognize the parcel, unable even to distinguish its borders and parameters, so completely overtaken by weeds it had become. The prospect of the labor and the resources it would take for them to reclaim and restore this land to productivity boggled their mind and daunted them so much to the point where they thought, is it really worth it? And we can't afford it. Now she stared at the garden and thought to herself, what had become of my garden? How did it come to such ruin? Now, in the early days, they had faithfully cultivated their land and had celebrated each triumphant season. What had they done wrong? True, the weather had not always been favorable, but other parcels had been sustained. Had she and her husband used the wrong tools, maybe? Had they sown bad seeds? Had they just become uninterested? Meanwhile, the couple became weaker and weaker as they consumed the fruit of their crop. In futility, the wife tried to prepare a nutritious and tempting meal, but unfortunately, her husband and she became more and more apathetic. However, the weeds encroached upon the tender seedlings every year. What is this damnable pest that keeps invading my garden, she thought. Occasionally, she would entreat her husband many times, please help me. But he'd grown increasingly weary of farming and preferred commercial enterprises, devoting most of his remaining energy to that vocation. In her frustration, sometimes she would nag him. This occasionally would spark a little bit of resentful effort on his part. He would wield the machete through the weeds, you know, punishing it with a vengeance. But of course, because he worked so hard, he would soon become fatigued or lose interest. The mighty weeds, angered by his disruptive attack, would mount a mighty vengeance, an assault to reclaim their territory. They howled with hideous laughter. Who is this pair who think to thwart us in our work? We who have been steadfastly encroaching upon the walls and doing everything in our power to claim this as our rightful inheritance, what do they think their fruitless efforts are going to do for them?